Have you ever wondered why women bleed every month and men don't? Is it just biology, or is there more to the story? Let's break it down in a way you've never heard before. Imagine a system built for life, literally, a monthly preparation, a biological sacrifice, just in case a new human might grow. That's what a period is. Now let's flip the coin. Men don't bleed, don't cramp, don't cycle. Why? Because their bodies weren't designed to carry life inside. Inside every woman is a complex reproductive rhythm. Hormones rise and fall, the uterus prepares, then clears the way again. It's a reset button, hit every month. But men, no eggs, no uterus, no monthly reset. While women face the push and pull of estrogen and progesterone, men ride a different wave. Testosterone, steady, dominant, and focused on one thing, producing sperm. No lining to shed, no womb to prepare. But there's something else. The menstrual cycle isn't just about bleeding. It's a signal, a sign of health, a countdown clock of fertility, a monthly rhythm synced with nature itself. Men, their reproductive system runs on a continuous track. Sperm are made around the clock. No need to stop. No need to cleanse. It's not that men are missing something. They're just wired differently. Evolution crafted two blueprints. One builds the nest, the other brings the seed. So when someone asks, why don't men have periods? It's simple. They don't carry the cradle of creation, but don't think they got off easy. Hormones rule both bodies. Cycles exist in different ways. And pain? It shows up in other forms. But the blood, the flow, the cramps and cries, that's the burden and the beauty of a body built for birth. So no, men don't have periods, because they don't need to. But maybe next time you hear someone whisper, it's just a period, you'll remember the story behind it. They say men are strong, tough, unshaken. But there's one thing they never face, a monthly cycle that pushes the limits of the human body. Women bleed, men don't. Why? Let's take you inside the answer. Periods, also known as menstruation, are a monthly biological process in females. Every month, a woman's body prepares for a potential pregnancy. If it doesn't happen, the uterus sheds its inner lining and the blood exits the body through the vagina. This is a period. But men? Their bodies never go through this cycle. Why not? Because their reproductive system is built differently. Completely. Let's go to the beginning. Human reproduction involves two partners. One provides the egg, the other the sperm. The female body has a uterus, ovaries, and a hormonal system designed to prepare for pregnancy every single month. The uterus thickens its lining, preparing to support a fertilized egg. If no pregnancy happens, the body clears that lining away. That's the blood you see. That's the period. Men don't have a uterus. No uterine lining to shed, no need to bleed. Instead, the male reproductive system is optimized for continuous sperm production. While women cycle monthly, men are on a constant path of fertility. Sperm are made nonstop. There's no waiting, no shedding, no resetting. Just go. But let's go deeper. The female menstrual cycle is controlled by a delicate hormonal ballet involving estrogen, progesterone, luteinizing hormone, and follicle-stimulating hormone. Each one plays a role in ovulation and menstruation. Meanwhile, men rely mostly on one hormone, testosterone. Sure, there are fluctuations, but nothing like the sharp hormonal roller coasters women ride each month. Estrogen helps build the uterine lining. Progesterone holds it in place. When both drop, the lining breaks down. Cue the cramps, cue the mood swings, cue the bleeding. And men? Their testosterone supports muscle growth, libido, and sperm production. But there's no cyclical rise and fall. No preparation for pregnancy. Just biological readiness. Every day. Now let's bust a myth. Some people think men and women are biologically equal. That's not entirely true. They are equally valuable, but their systems are vastly different. The female system is tuned to reproduction with precision. It sacrifices energy, blood, nutrients, month after month for the possibility of life. The male system contributes 1/2 of the genetic code, but its role is fast, brief, and repeatable. And what about pain? What about suffering? Ask a woman who deals with cramps, headaches, nausea, and fatigue every 28 days. Ask her how it feels when society says it's just a period. Meanwhile, men often overlook this biological storm happening in the bodies around them, not out of cruelty, but out of ignorance. So when we ask, why don't men have periods? The answer is simple. They were never built to. Men were not designed to carry life inside their bodies. They don't need a uterus, don't need to prepare a nest, don't need to shed it when unused. Instead, nature gave men a different role, a continuous role, a straightforward mission. That doesn't make men superior or inferior, it makes them different. The menstrual cycle is more than blood. It's a calendar, a warning system, a fertility tracker, a window into health. When it stops, doctors take notice. So let's respect it. Let's talk about it. Because when we understand the science behind menstruation, we also understand the strength behind every woman who goes through it. She's not weak. She's not overreacting. She's surviving a process men will never feel. And still, she shows up. She works, she leads, she loves, because that's what strength really looks like. We've broken down the biological reason why men don't have periods. But now let's go deeper into the impact. The menstrual cycle isn't just a monthly inconvenience. It's a vital sign. A message, a mirror of a woman's internal health. When a woman's period is regular, it tells doctors her hormones are balanced, her reproductive system is functioning, and her body is maintaining a natural rhythm. But when periods are late, missing, or unusually painful, it can signal deeper issues like hormonal imbalances, thyroid problems, stress, or even underlying diseases. Men never experience this signal system. Their health issues show up differently through fatigue, low libido, or changes in muscle mass. But the absence of a period doesn't mean men don't go through biological challenges. It just means their challenges don't bleed. Let's shift the lens. Throughout history, society has often treated menstruation with shame, whispers, secrets, hushed voices. But periods are not dirty. They are not weakness. They are nature's most powerful reset button. And while men are never burdened with this biological cycle, that doesn't mean they don't carry pressure. Men are expected to always be on, stable, unemotional. But the truth is, both bodies carry burdens. One is visible, the other often silent. Now let's talk science again. During the menstrual cycle, women go through 4 phases. 1, menstrual phase, when bleeding begins. 2, follicular phase, when the body prepares to release an egg. 3, ovulation, the egg is released. 4, luteal phase, the body waits to see if pregnancy happens. These phases affect energy levels, mood, appetite, sleep, skin, and even brain function. Some days, a woman feels strong and unstoppable. Other days, the weight of hormones drags her down. Men, they don't go through these phases. Their hormone levels remain relatively stable daily, with only slight dips during stress or illness. No sharp highs, no crushing lows. This gives men a different type of physical and mental stability. They don't have to plan their life around a cycle. No emergency period kits. No hiding in pain. But here's the thing. That doesn't make life easier. It just makes it different. So why don't men have periods? Because they don't ovulate. Because they don't grow life inside their body. Because their biology doesn't need a monthly reset. But imagine for a moment. What if men did have periods? Would society treat it differently? Would there be more comfort rooms at work? More pain leave? More open conversation? Maybe. Maybe not. But here's what we do know. If men understood periods better, the world would be a more compassionate place. Because periods aren't weakness. They're strength. They're survival. They're a reminder that inside the female body is a power so primal, so sacred, that it literally bleeds to keep balance. And the fact that women keep moving through this every month, without complaint, without applause, is nothing short of remarkable. Let's break a few more myths. Myth 1. Only teenagers and young women get periods. Truth? Periods start around age 10 to 14 and continue until menopause, around 45 to 55. That's decades of monthly bleeding. Myth 2. Periods are just a woman's problem. Truth? They affect families, relationships, workplaces, and communities. When someone's in pain, we all feel the ripple. Myth 3. You can always tell when someone's on their period. Truth? Some women show no symptoms. Others go through mental, physical, and emotional changes so intense they can barely function. But they still show up, still love, still fight, still lead. Now imagine being in a classroom, on your period, cramping, bleeding, hoping no one notices, and trying to focus. Or working a shift while your back aches, your stomach twists, and your emotions rage. This is not drama. This is biology. And the more men understand it, the stronger our relationships become. As brothers, as sons, as partners, as leaders. So no, men don't have periods. But they can and should understand them, respect them, support those who go through them. Because true strength doesn't come from ignoring someone else's pain. It comes from standing beside them through it. We've talked about the science. We've explored the biology. Now let's talk about the experience. What a period feels like, and why men need to understand this invisible battle women fight every month. A period isn't just blood. It's fatigue. It's aching joints. It's migraines that won't quit. It's bloating, back pain, breast tenderness, and mood swings that hit without warning. It's crying in the bathroom at work and pretending everything's fine in public. It's being expected to perform, smile, deliver, while your body is silently shedding and resetting. Men don't experience this. They don't feel the sudden sharp cramps in the middle of a meeting. They don't panic over whether their clothes have been stained. They don't carry spare pads or tampons in hidden pockets just in case. But here's the thing. Understanding periods isn't just a woman's job. Men have mothers, sisters, daughters, partners, colleagues, and every one of them is going through this silent cycle month after month. So when men say, "It's not my problem," they're wrong. Because empathy is everyone's problem. Let's look at the workplace. How many offices provide period-friendly environments? How many managers, especially male ones, understand when a team member needs to sit down for 5 minutes because the cramps feel like knives? How many companies offer menstrual leave or even talk about it? Not enough. Because menstruation is still treated as a taboo, something shameful, embarrassing, or exaggerated. But if men went through this every month, there'd be pain meds at every desk, comfort rooms in every corner, and open conversations at every level. This isn't a complaint, it's a fact. Periods affect everything. Productivity, focus, energy, sleep, confidence, and more. And yet, women push through. They deliver results, they meet deadlines, they raise families, they carry nations while bleeding. Let's talk relationships. Many arguments, mood swings, or emotional moments in relationships are tied to hormonal changes during the cycle. When a man understands what his partner is going through, he stops seeing her reactions as crazy and starts seeing them as part of a biological storm. And that changes everything. It brings patience, it brings care, it brings real love. Now let's explore what a period costs. Menstruation costs money. Pads, tampons, painkillers, heating pads, new underwear, hygiene products, it adds up. And in many countries, these are taxed as luxuries. Let that sink in. Bleeding is not a choice. It's not a luxury. It's a monthly debt paid by every woman. Periods also cost time. Time in pain. Time missed from school or work. Time spent planning, hiding, managing. And the mental cost? Anxiety, embarrassment, shame. All for something completely natural. So why don't men have periods? Because they weren't designed to carry life. But that doesn't mean they can't carry understanding. Let's break another layer. Hormonal cycles do exist in men, just not in the same way. While women cycle monthly, men experience daily testosterone fluctuations. Testosterone is highest in the morning and dips by evening. This affects mood, energy, focus, and even decision-making. So in a way, men do have a rhythm, just not one that bleeds. And understanding both cycles can make us more effective, more empathetic, and more united as people. Because the more we learn about each other's biology, the more we break myths. We break gender walls. We break the silence. This is not about who has it harder. It's about recognizing the unique burdens each body carries. Men don't have periods, but they can choose to be supportive. They can choose to educate themselves. They can raise sons who aren't ashamed to buy a pad. They can raise daughters who aren't taught to hide a tampon in fear. It starts with knowledge, and it grows with respect. So if you're a man and you've listened this far, you're already doing something powerful. You're opening a door most men never touch, and through that door is a world of truth, strength, biology, and beauty. A world that bleeds every month, not for pain, but for the possibility of life. We've seen the biology, we've felt the experience. Now let's talk about the silence. For generations, periods have been surrounded by stigma. In some cultures, women are isolated during their cycle, seen as impure or unclean. In others, they're told to hide it, not speak of it, never let it show. But how do you hide something that happens every month for nearly 40 years of your life? That's over 450 periods in a lifetime, over 3,000 days of bleeding, cramping, swelling, aching, while the world expects you to act like nothing's happening. Imagine if men had to go through that. Would we still call it weakness? Would we still roll our eyes when someone says, "I'm on my period"? Or would we offer a chair, a break, a little understanding? This silence around menstruation has created a dangerous gap in knowledge, especially among men. Boys grow up thinking periods are disgusting. They laugh at leaked stains. They turn red when they see a tampon, and they never learn how the cycle actually works. That ignorance turns into shame, and shame turns into silence, and silence becomes the wall between understanding and division. But that wall needs to come down, because periods are not shameful. They are a sign of a functioning, powerful, life-creating body. Let's talk facts again. Do you know how much blood is actually lost during a period? Only about 2 to 6 tablespoons. It's not a waterfall. It's not a horror movie. It's controlled, managed, measured. But it feels massive because it comes with inflammation, contractions, hormonal spikes, and exhaustion. It's not just the blood. It's the whole process. Now let's ask, what if men were taught about periods in school just like girls? What if boys learned that menstruation isn't gross but essential? What if they knew that without periods there would be no life? What if the pad wasn't something to be mocked but something respected as a symbol of endurance? Everything would change. Conversations, relationships, respect, health. Because here's the deeper truth. When we silence the period, we silence women. We silence pain, we silence health. We silence one of the most essential biological processes on Earth. And what happens when you silence health? Girls skip school. Women skip work, diseases go undiagnosed, mental health spirals, because they were too afraid to speak, too afraid of being dramatic, too afraid of being too much. But how much can one body take? Month after month, cycle after cycle, blood, pain, pressure, still smiling, still showing up. Men may never feel this physically, but emotionally, mentally, socially, they can stand beside it. They can break the silence. Let's talk about empathy. Empathy is not feeling someone's pain. It's acknowledging it, respecting it, standing next to it without trying to fix or minimize it. When a man says, "I don't know what that feels like, but I believe you," that's powerful. When he goes to the store to buy pads without shame, that's powerful. When he lets his partner rest, when she needs rest, not because she's weak, but because she's fighting a war inside her body, that's powerful. Because this isn't about who's stronger. It's about understanding different strengths. Men don't have periods, but they can learn about them. They can support them. They can talk about them. They can raise sons who aren't afraid to understand women and raise daughters who aren't afraid to be women. Because the next generation doesn't need more silence. It needs more voices, more truth, more balance. So to every man who's never had a period, this message isn't here to blame you. It's here to inform you, to show you what's been hidden for too long. And maybe, just maybe, if enough men understand what it really means to bleed each month, the world will shift from shame to pride, from silence to support, from ignorance to empathy. Now it's time to talk about what periods truly represent. A period is not just a monthly inconvenience. It's not just pain or blood. It's a sign of something deeper, a woman's power to create life and her body's ability to reset, rebuild, and rise again every single month. That's not weakness. That's resilience. Men don't have periods, but that doesn't mean they're free from cycles. Stress affects them. Hormones shift. Life takes a toll on their bodies too. But women, they experience the cycle with precision, every single month. Let's break it down again. During the menstrual cycle, hormones rise and fall. Just like tides in the ocean, each hormone sends a signal. Each phase brings changes. The follicular phase brings energy and mental clarity. Ovulation boosts confidence, attraction, and strength. The luteal phase brings emotional sensitivity and reflection. The menstrual phase demands rest and recovery. It's like 4 different versions of the same person, cycling through in a matter of weeks. Men don't experience this transformation. Their biology is built for consistency. Theirs is a straight path, no detours, no hormonal cliffs. But again, that doesn't mean better. It means different. And that difference matters because it helps us understand how to support each other in work, in love, in life. Think about this. So many systems, school, work, sports, healthcare, are built around male biology. They expect energy levels to stay consistent. They expect focus, performance, productivity all day, every day. But for people who menstruate, that expectation is unrealistic because their biology operates in cycles, not straight lines. So instead of asking women to perform like men, maybe it's time we redesign the system to honor cycles, not silence them. Imagine a world where rest was respected, where productivity wasn't tied to constant output, where we valued energy in all its forms, even the quiet, low days, because strength doesn't always roar. Sometimes it bleeds. Let's talk about education. In many places, young girls don't learn the truth about their periods. And boys, they're barely taught at all. The result? Shame, confusion, misunderstanding. But imagine if we taught children early that menstruation isn't a curse. It's not disgusting. It's not something to hide. It's a sign that the body is doing exactly what it was designed to do. It's a natural, intelligent, powerful process. And imagine if boys learned that too. Imagine the respect. Imagine the compassion. Imagine the unity. Because when we raise a generation that understands why men don't have periods, they begin to see not just the difference, but the balance. Men and women were created to complement, not compete, to build life together, to support where the other carries weight. And when a woman is in pain from her cycle, that's a moment for support, not silence. When she says, "I'm not okay today," that's a moment to listen, not dismiss. When she needs rest, that's a moment to protect her peace, because she is bleeding without breaking, resetting without quitting, and showing up without being seen. That's courage. That's commitment. That's quiet power. So again, why don't men have periods? Because they weren't built to carry life inside them. Their mission is different, not lesser, just different. But the one thing all humans share is the responsibility to understand each other, to stop pretending that pain is imaginary, to stop using biology as an excuse for bias, to stop hiding the most natural process behind shame, and to start learning, to start listening, to start leading with empathy. Because when we understand the period, we understand more than just blood. We understand life. We understand rhythm. We understand the cost of creation. And that changes everything. But when they choose to understand them, respect them, and stand beside those who do, they become part of something greater than biology. They become part of empathy, equality, and truth. Because real strength isn't just in the body, it's in the heart that chooses to understand what it will never feel.